Hello, YouTube peers, and welcome to What Did You Miss? Episode 18. Today we have, how many highlights? 17 highlights, haha, to go over. I have highlights from LeveLHead, Super Mario Maker 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and even League of Legends. I played quite a bit of Shin Megami Tensei V off stream, I suppose. I tried to beat Shiva on hard mode and I couldn't do it. I should probably try to beat him on normal mode later. Not sure how much I care about getting extra endings or whatever, but I've come this far with the experience, might as well keep playing it. As for whether or not I'll end up trying to do anything like speedruns, I don't know if I'll feel like doing that or not. But you can like skip a lot of cutscenes, which is pretty cool, blah blah blah. There is some stuff that you sort of can't skip, but they're usually like short duration things, but blah blah blah. Anyway, I don't think we're gonna really go over that particular game for this What Did You Miss episode, probably, or if we do, it'll be just a short amount of time I'll spend on it at the very end. In the meantime, let's just go through some of this stuff chronologically, I guess. So number 26, November 26th, I spent some time building. I actually did like an 8-hour long, or was it 6-hour long? I don't know, maybe it was 6 hours long. LeveLHead stream, whatever length of time it was just LeveLHead on the 26th. That was on a Friday, and actually, there was like a sort of a regular viewer that showed up chatting a bit. And yeah, that was pretty much all that was happening, just like one guy lurking for portions of the stream. There might have been somebody else that showed up too, I'm not sure. But anyway, nobody from the LeveLHead community bothered to come that day. So I decided to use the fact that nobody was sending me viewer levels as an excuse to just do some building. Normally I would build on stream, but lately I've come to realize, I think it's good to just build on stream personally, just because it means I'm actually at least streaming the game, because it seems like I don't stream the games often enough, whether it's Mario Maker or LeveLHead, because I've been playing varieties of games. But anyway, so yeah, I'm hard at work at this like icy level with quite a lot of spookstone in the beginning. I was messing around with the triggers a lot, so that took a lot of playtesting time, and it was very slow going building in this early part of the level, which was frustrating me somewhat. But I still get quite a bit of enjoyment out of building in LeveLHead, even though it's a lot harder than in Mario Maker. You really do get away with, you can do so much more interesting things. So I think it's worth the extra effort. Anyway, moving on to the next highlight, we have Time Trophy Run for November 12th of this year. So I looked at the time and I was like, yeah, I can probably get that time better. And so then I went and played the levels again. So I played through them. Let's do the double speed, I guess. Again, there was this weirdly zoomy level that really confused me at first. But then after I realized what I was supposed to do, it wasn't so hard. And we had this interesting little chill parkour level, or warm, I guess we could say. And then we had this part, which is a precision level, which I was struggling on a bit here and there. For some reason, I actually got the ending down to this level really fast the first time I played it. And then when I actually tried to do the speedrun, I started struggling on it. Otherwise, my time would have been way better. But I don't think I spent too much time on it in the end. But yeah, I definitely got 11th place out of 25. That's pretty good. Well, not sure if there was exactly 25 participants yet or not, but it's not particularly important. On some of these older time trophy runs, though, I mean for older like towers, like getting on the top 25 list is a lot more impactful because there's a lot more people that played those older ones. Anyways, I'm sort of like on a quest to like do all the oldest tower trials, like do maybe every tower trial or at least play them all. Um, so I figure if I start from the oldest ones, then I can like sort of like progressively get good as the community gets good in theory. Anyway, I highlighted this flow art level. A lot of flow art levels aren't very good, but this one's pretty good, so I went ahead and highlighted this one. Yeah, I guess his skill level is just like a lot higher than mine, and it can get frustrating trying to play some of those levels, blah blah blah. But and this level, like definitely like, if it weren't for like my just the feeling in my hands, like getting like practicing timing with that, like I don't think I would have been able to beat it simply because I feel like the level just moves too fast for the most part for my old man eyes to keep up. But it's still a pretty doable level, and apparently you kind of want to zip before you hit the brown part on the background, which was a pretty helpful marker from FlowArt, a clever way to help the player realize when they're a little bit too slow to zip, I guess we'll call it. Anyway, yeah, so some of this level was pretty confusing because apparently you wanted to go in the opposite direction, and it felt a little bit glitchy to me. I'm not sure, like it's kind of weird. I'll try to explain it, but I feel like I was like able to move in directions that don't make any sense. Anyway, November 28th, course development for Red Coin Collecting 21 is up next. This was a Mario Maker 2 highlight. So this is basically me working on Luigi Impersonators number 3. This was actually during the Orator raid that I got on Sunday, super early on Sunday. So if you take a look at the LeveLHead of videos, you'll notice this one at the top of the list because it has the most views. That's because somebody from a different community, the biggest streamer in that community, happened to raid me that day. So sometimes my videos end up pretty high in LeveLHead viewership, but it's not because people show up to watch me play LeveLHead. That is to say, I was streaming LeveLHead for like the first 3 or 4 hours of the stream, and then I started playing Mario Maker after that, to round out the 8 hours or so of the stream. And that was when, as soon as I was switching over to Mario Maker, that's when I got raided, which was pretty cool. Because the other guy had been playing Mario Maker for 6 straight hours, so he needed a break. Anyway, so I was just working on this level where you have to defeat the Hop Chops. There are some green mushrooms in it, but they're just for funsies. They're not really important. So I was coming up with some ideas for the players to like deal with like barrier blocks and adding some decoration stuff and coming up with neat little challenges, doing quite a bit of playtesting, trying to figure out what I want to do exactly. I'm probably gonna close that gap there. I thought about leaving it there, but we might end up closing it. I'm not sure. I'm very much in debate about that. I was thinking about we might end up putting some barrier blocks there or something. I'm not sure if no, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Well, we might still put barrier blocks there. I'm not sure if that really makes sense to do. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to give it some more thought. But anyway, I think I could just let it go too. The way the level currently is, it looks pretty nice for the most part. I didn't like the way the cloud block looked, but I did like the effect of it triggering the thwomp, so in the end I decided to go with another bookcase for you to step on instead. Just tinkering around with the idea of having two or something like that. I'm not sure if I went with that or not, but anyway, it looks like I didn't. That's enough of that highlight anyway. Then we had the next highlight was from LeveLHead. So I actually added a bunch of levels myself to the list since like nobody else was adding anything to it. This was pretty much just stuff from my bookmarks already. I just decided to add it to the list. That way, I thought maybe you encourage anybody that stopped by to add something since they weren't adding anything when it was empty. Apparently that strategy didn't work either, so whatever. Anyway, this day I decided to do a power build. It was a Sunday. This was actually before the Mario Maker highlight that you saw earlier. But the thing of it was, usually what I would do is I would do my stream, and then after my stream was over, I would do the power build off stream. But today, since I missed out on doing the Art Thursday stream, I decided to just do a building stream. And you know what? I kind of changed my mind on the whole aspect of like building on or off stream. Like I've realized like the people that enjoy playing my levels, like streamers, they literally never really watch my stream, so they're never gonna get spoiled just because I'm doing a building stream. So there's no point in me not doing building streams, I feel like. And so I'm just gonna do them from now on and just make that a regular part of the stream that people can expect will happen. Anyways, so I spent quite a bit of time working on it, and you know, I did tons of playtesting. So I definitely went at least a little bit over time, but then I also started fixing a lot of mistakes. So I think, yeah, right about 120 or so, I was kind of basically done with the level, but still took me like another 80 more minutes just to wrap things up because I was making lots of mistakes, so I needed to fix things. Anyway, but yeah, the idea is to spend 60 minutes building a level, but if you need to spend more time on it, then that's fine. You don't want it to be painful for whoever you submit the level to, so if you need to take some extra time to fine tune it, then that's completely understandable, blah blah blah. Anyway, then so we have me playing Beneficial Excellence, one of his levels. I didn't play it when it first came out, and he hasn't sent it to me, but I did know I wanted to play it, so I added it to my bookmarks, and we played it this day. So he has like 6 different power-ups that you can pick up, and there's like a little challenge for each one of them, which is a really cool idea, I have to say. And I solved 4 challenges out of 6, which is all you need to beat the course. I do plan on coming back to it later and beating all of them, including the 2 that I missed. But for now, this was pretty fun. It took me around 15 minutes to do. I knew I wanted to stream Mario Maker, and so I didn't want to spend too much time playing this particular level. Plus, I also just didn't want to, like, kind of sort of like engage hard mode, I guess, if you will, when I'm playing LeveLHead on this particular day. So I already spent some time building, and wanted to play Mario Maker also. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I was able to clear it. My clearing time was about 12 minutes. So it took me a little bit to get the first one down. And we have Super Duper Ruins by Nux71. This, along with the Ben level and the Flow Art level, were levels that I thought looked like they'd be fun to play, maybe. So I added them to my bookmarks. I think there was another level that I thought might be fun to play too. It was from Duckbag. I think it was a pretty good level, but the thing with it was I wasn't feeling good enough to, I think, actually play that level, so I quit playing it super early. But yeah, when I feel like I'm more full of energy and feeling pretty good, then and want to play like a longer stream where I'm going to be grinding some levels, I might return to that duck bag level. Anyway, this level was pretty difficult with its elevator there, and the rest of it was potentially confusing, but not too hard to figure out. I think I was able to get back into the goal, but I understood why quickly enough. Anyway, you kind of gotta do that basically. Anyway, kind of a specific ending, kind of a little bit cringe, but there is a checkpoint there, so it's not that big of a deal. I love that you can put like as many checkpoints as you want in LeveLHead levels, because you can sort of like make like a Mario Maker level that's kind of annoying, but make it better. And wait, what? Why is this a highlight? I might need to delete this one. This doesn't make any sense. This is like the entire stream or something. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to delete that highlight. Not sure if this one needs to be deleted too or not. No, this is just 50 minutes. This should be fine. Okay, so I was playing some Sonic Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and I was in Sky Sanctuary Zone with had various boss fights, including a rematch against like Metal Sonic or whatever. Anyway, I beat him, so I made it to Zone 13. The Zone 13 is actually really, really hard. There's a particular sort of platform in Zone 13 that really messes me up. I don't know how to deal with it at all. There's a lot of things that are potentially pretty confusing and or annoying, blah blah blah. But there, like this section, for example, is a little bit annoying when I'm first getting used to it, and like that thing comes in just at the right time to hit me, blah blah blah. But the thing that really breaks this zone for me, we'll see if we find it or not. I know whatever it is, like I'm not sure how to describe it. I mean to say, but it comes up more often in Act 2 than it does in Act 1. It comes up more frequently, I guess I should say. Anyway, there's multiple different paths you can take through Act 1, which is pretty interesting. You also don't have to ride these weird ring waves, or whatever we're calling them, ring wave path thingies. Okay, there it is, here it is. This is the thing that I hate. This thing is so weird. It's got these weird conveyor belts that don't seem to push you in a consistent direction, which doesn't make any sense. And then you keep like getting hit by spikes or, I wasn't supposed to be doing that. I was being dumb. You have to wait for the thingy that reminds me of the other thing. And anyway, and then it falls down into the hole and you have to jump to the checkpoint, which was anyway, if you want to see the whole 15 minutes of me playing this zone for the first time, that's what this highlight's for. And so I was like really messing up a lot. But I went ahead and played it like the next day or something like that, and I still wasn't able to beat it. So it's a pretty tough chapter. Let's rotate back over to LeveLHead for now. So I was playing through a tower trial, and I'd already beaten it, so I decided to play through it again and try to get the trophy. And so I was able to do that. Part of what I did is I threw that key down there diagonally because I wasn't doing that earlier. Wish I would have thought of that sooner, but anyway. Another thing I did was actually grab this crate when I was supposed to, instead of just leaving it behind and forgetting about it. I think I could have done a lot of this a lot faster, but that's okay. I accidentally brought the package over instead of the crate, and I was like, whoops. So that was kind of a big deal. Being super dumb. It lost me quite a bit of time, but it's okay. We still managed to get the trophy. I'm glad that the trophy times are as loose as they are for the most part. Otherwise, it would just be a nightmare trying to get them. Just still make sure that you don't die like way too much in any case. This level was my favorite in this particular tower trial. This was one of the old ones too. This was from May 31st, 2019, which is incredible. I'm not sure, but I think LeveLHead may have come out before Mario Maker came out, and yet it still doesn't really have much exposure on the internet. It feels like there still aren't that many players of it. So if you guys want to get in on it, you could be one of the first partnered LeveLHead streamers potentially, especially if you're a pretty big affiliate in Mario Maker already. There's definitely some potential to help grow the community, and everyone wants to be a partnered streamer, I would think. I mean, you want to make more money doing, video gaming, don't you? Just consider it, guys. Consider it. Consider it, my peers. I guess I should say. I need to stop saying guys, because guys is like male gender only, and peers is just like people like me, which could be male or female. They're gamers. They play games like this. Anyways, I liked that level because it reminded me of my Coin Grab Gauntlet series, where you have to like deal with lots of enemies like attacking you and stuff. Although there weren't any coins to collect, but anyway, it was still a pretty cool level. I wonder if I would want to do something like that in LeveLHead, like make a coin grab or gem grab gauntlet. I've kind of already done stuff like that before, sort of. It's just, I don't know, it's not exactly the same thing of what I've been doing in the Mario Maker series, some of the stuff I've been doing. This part was pretty tricky. I know I had done it already, but duplicating it wasn't the easiest thing ever. And then I think I eventually settled on a different strategy, since I was struggling to do what I meant to do earlier. I'm not sure if I did or not. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter that much. Finally got it done. And then that was like the 5th level, so there was one more that I needed to do, which was over pretty quick. I was able to do the whole thing in 10 minutes, so we definitely got the time that we needed. Anyway, next up, Dangerous Gauntlet in the Forest. So if you actually want to watch me playing it for the first time when I was playing the level in the Tower Trials, and that's what this is for. So this is separate from the other run of me playing through this level. And so it took me about 5 minutes to beat it the very first time I played it. So that would have taken like easily half the time off of the Tower Trial for the second time. Obviously, it worked. I did way better the second time around. Anyway, let's see here. And then we have a League of Legends highlight. So let's take a look at that. So this stuff isn't necessarily in chronological order. It's just in like whatever order that they compiled in. It's semi-chronological because they're grouped in days, because I obviously highlighted one day at a time, but anyway, it's not very chronological. So in this particular video, we do have the beginning of the game shown. We have like the bands and picks. So that's pretty cool. We did get a reveal of Vayne for our bottom. So I was able to second pick Karma for our team. And I definitely struggled a little bit against the Seraphine, at least. Like, it's really hard not to get hit by her ultimate, I've come to realize, because it's got the range of Nami ultimate almost, plus, like, massive speed, more like an Ash or Jinx, ultimate. But I think it might actually be faster than those. I'm not sure. But either way, it's around that speed, and instead of slow, like Nami's ultimate is slow. And on top of that, it does the Rakan's ultimate effect basically. Only I think it even lasts longer than Rakan's ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. It's insanely powerful ultimate ability. I would say, yeah, I think it's better than Sona's ultimate. Yeah, sure, Sona's ultimate is instant. Yeah, sure, it covers a decent distance and width, but um, but Seraphine's like distance and width is far higher, far grander. And it's still very fast. It might not be instant, but it's very fast. And that very fast speed, I think, is what makes it really hard to deal with. I think if they slowed it down, just, I don't know, maybe just 25% or something, it would be so much more manageable if you're on the opposing team. Anyway, as you can see, on two times speed, the League of Legends footage gets kind of jittery, which I guess is kind of to be expected. Action pretty fast in League of Legends. Anyway, I played quite a bit of this on November 30th. I'm going to return to playing this regularly because I've decided that I want to sort of like log sort of like a journey of me trying to get gold for the first time. So, I mean, like, I know I'm not getting very good view counts, and I think part of that is just because I'm not streaming as much as I should. So I'm just going to start streaming whenever I happen to play League, or most of the time when I play League at least. Especially because Ray Team Strategy is in my Twitch name, and like League of Legends is basically a team strategy game. So I named it because of games like League of Legends, Swords of Heroes in the Storm, and Pokemon Unite. So these are the 4 games that I've enjoyed playing over the many, many years of gaming, especially with PC gaming. And I do own all the champs in League of Legends, so if now isn't the time to try to get gold, then I don't know what is. 2021 was finally the first year where I actually have been able to own all the champions, because I just haven't played the game, regularly enough until now to actually get enough blue essence and influence points to buy everything. It didn't help that they ripped me off when it came to the transfer from influence points to blue essence, but they ripped off everybody, so I'm not alone. They give us I think probably only a quarter or 40% or something like that for how much we spent on runes and stuff. Anyway, I actually bought a summoner name change, by the way, so that's also another thing to bring up. I used to be, ever since 2009, I was Sonkaku in which means triangle in Japanese. Sonkaku. It's that was my name in US West League of Legends. Some other people owned the Sonkaku name in other regions, but I owned it in, well, it used to be the US West, now it's just North America. Anyway, at least I think it might have been. I could be wrong. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. Actually, I think their server could have originally been US West. I'm not sure if it was US West or US East, but either way, they did change the location of the server. Anyhow, I hadn't never really got good ping on it, but I do have pretty good ping in Dota, but only if I'm on US West. Blah blah blah. So I won. I had a pretty high assist count. Mordekaiser got lots of kills. It's not a whole lot to talk about. I think Karma and Mordekaiser go pretty decently together. RZ was kind of not very good. Look at that assist count. Pretty bad. Anyway, and if you want to check out some of the chat, I'm pretty post-game and in-game. You probably want to check out that highlight for yourself. So that was the so-called Karma versus, or Champion Synergy Karma, in other words. I knew that Vayne's like having Karma as an ally, so I picked Karma to help her move faster so she can get the third hit, blah blah blah. Anyway, I need to remember other combos, like I think Xerath and Caitlyn is another combo, although I'm not sure if there's a better one or not. But yeah, I need to start picking Xerath more often. To be fair, I don't really have a lot of experience playing Xerath, so I have been trying other champions, and I think that's been a mistake. I think I should have been playing Xerath recently as I was getting Caitlyn allies, because all my Caitlyn's did really poorly, and I don't even think it's because I was not playing well. I think it's just they were giving up on the game, probably. Anyway, we have another highlight of me playing some Mario Maker 2. While here I'm building, this was December 1st, so a couple days ago now. I spent some time playing or building Red Coin Collecting 21, but I didn't spend too much time on it because I wanted to get work done on Auto Scroll Coin Collecting 17. So I started working on that again. I've had some different draft ideas for Auto Scroll Coin Collecting 17, but I've kind of like sort of abandoned some of them. But anyway, I came up with a new idea for it here, and so we got it rolling here. The idea is to get like 24 coins per gauntlet, and so this time we're gonna have like 96 coins to collect total. It's gonna be like you collect 12, and then there's like probably like a big coin and 2 more coins next to it at the end. So that's another 12. It's gonna be like 4 gauntlets in total. But actually, the second zone is not gonna be auto scrolling, unlike the 3D World Auto Scroll Madness series, sort of, I guess you could call it, that I was doing for my Super World. So because of that, it's actually pretty different, which means I had to make some adjustments to the second zone. So I decided to make it so the player probably like swims up and then swims back down, kind of deal, kind of like what you do in Coin Grab Gauntlet number 2. Although this time you're actually swimming in the dark, so that will be interesting. So it gives me a lot more room to sort of turn it into a gauntlet, but it's not particularly dangerous because you can go at your own pace, blah blah blah. So we'll see what players make of that, but that's a really interesting idea that I have, and I think I'm going to move forward with this concept. I haven't had an underwater darkness level since Auto Scroll Coin Collecting number 2, so I feel like it's time to finally make another one, so that's what I'm doing here. Anyway, there won't be much else to see in the highlight probably, but if you want to go check it out for yourself, you can do that. We got 4 more highlights to take a look at. A couple of them are Sonic, and another couple are League of Legends. So if you're here for a Mario Maker and LeveLHead, I guess you can stop the video right here. If you're still with us, we got me playing more of Zone 13. Not a whole lot to talk about really, other than that I kept getting to Zone 2 and then dying instantly. Oh, is this Act 2? Is this the Act 2 boss? This Act 2 boss has so many hit points. I didn't even remember getting to him, to be honest. I guess it's because I only got to him once. The Act 1 boss was different. It was like really annoying. Anyway, yeah, so confirmed, I did get to the Act 2 boss once. I just didn't get back there. Oh yeah, there was actually more. Or was this the early part? I don't think it was the early part. This was super irritating because you had to keep jumping on these things for like a solid minute before it allowed you to actually do the next part. There wasn't like a checkpoint in between, so they made us do this every time, which was like, I feel like not the best design decision on their part. Okay, and then there's this part, which I didn't really understand. at the beginning, I just kind of tried staying alive, right? But so much time was being used up just staying alive. I started to get a little impatient and tried to like attack him or something. And somehow I just kind of randomly died. I'm not sure how, but maybe I just hit the flame accidentally or something. And then my next attempts just get even worse than that. I just start dying even faster. So, because I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I was getting really frustrated because of having to destroy the six fingers again over and over again. It was so irritating. So but I kept trying to get back to this boss and I wasn't able to. Because the Act 2 was just so viciously, just brutally messing me up. I just couldn't get through it. And then I started struggling on the Act 1 boss. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm done with Sonic for the day. Better sleep on it. Actually, so that's when I decided to switch over to playing some Sonic 2. So we might as well check that out real quick before we move on to the League of Legends highlights, since there's only the last two left. So yeah, I played some Sonic 2, and I kind of like didn't really play these levels all that fast because my memory obviously hasn't been perfect because it's been like at least a dozen years, probably a lot more than that. Maybe more like 18 years since I played this game. I'm not sure how old it is, but anyway, it's a pretty old game for sure. It maybe something like 30 years old, I don't know. Anyway, I struggled on this boss quite a bit, even though I probably shouldn't have. I think it's mostly because I was getting impatient. I was trying to like beat him faster, and I was messing up the strategy. Also, there was another boss. I think it was in the oil zone, which I forgot about, like how I originally defeated him. I'm pretty sure, and so but then I remembered how I beat him, and so I was able to get past him because of that. But I think this oil boss in particular cost me way too many lives, and that's why I ended up getting the game over eventually on Zone 7. So I'll show you real quick the cheese I was doing. I finally remembered. Yeah, so I had 3 lives, and oh man. For a moment I thought that was Tails. I didn't realize it was an enemy. So, like that thing is not the hardest thing to dodge, but then this thing with his lasers, it is really difficult. I kept losing my rings. So I guess I die here, and then afterwards, I think I remembered what I was supposed to do. Hopefully. Maybe it wasn't until the next life. Oh yeah, it wasn't until the next life, I guess, like the last life. uh, yeah, so if you fall down into the oil, you don't actually die or take damage. So you can repeatedly just jump out of it in order to dodge that, which is pretty incredible. And then we get to this zone, which was the 7th one, I believe. And I didn't get through it because I only had 1 life left when I went into it, so and it had been a long while, so it's to be expected that I would game over on it before getting what I need, blah blah blah. It's actually a pretty difficult zone. Anyway, that's enough of that. Then we have a couple more matches. One was the first one of the day that I recorded it on, so I was like, I was gonna play it off stream entirely, but I kind of changed my mind like during the loading screen and decided to just start up the stream. Um. Anyway, I wasn't sure if I was gonna win or not, but I knew I was playing Lulu, and I usually perform pretty well on Lulu for the most part, like get our teams wins and stuff. I don't know if I really performed all that well this game, but I think the large reason why that was because the opponents were pressuring me pretty much the whole time because my teammates were mostly useless. Um, I would say was like the only one that was really actively doing his job the entire game, to be honest. I don't want it to sound harsh, but that's kind of how I felt. Like everybody else was like not exactly intentionally feeding, but they weren't really any better than average for sure. I mean, that exchange actually went pretty good, all things considered. Um, but there's a lot of plays that were made that were a lot worse. I remember at one point I was like almost killing an Amumu, and I thought Master Yi would like chase him, and he didn't. He just kind of ran around back and forth instead of chasing them. Because it's like Amumu, the way we had it set up, I actually hit the enemy with my redemption, and so their HP wasn't quite where they would have preferred it to be, and so they separated from Amumu. And he ran around, and so Master Yi would have been able to one-on-one Amumu and finish him off really, really easily, and he didn't take up that chance, which I feel like was a big mistake on his part. And I think my team made a lot of big mistakes, but I don't think they intentionally made mistakes. It's just they just were being dumb or didn't know any better or something like that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, like they probably didn't know like enemy cooldowns and stuff like that. Like that moment right there when I died, I'll reuse your ultimate for me on, for example. People probably weren't really paying attention to when enemies had their ultimates and stuff like that. I think it would have been pretty safe for him to go dive at Amumu there when I was talking about. Of course, I don't remember where the moment is. You're gonna have to like go watch the highlight yourself, I guess, to spot what I was talking about. I suppose. But anyway, wasn't a whole lot I could do there. Yeah, so we didn't contest the Elder Dragon at all. I mean, we tried to, but we didn't have enough people. So I was lecturing my allies about that, because why not? Remind them what the Elder Dragon buff is, because why not? So obviously, here's the thing: when the enemy gets Elder Dragon, you don't try to punish them like you would if they're trying to get Baron. It's a different story. Because like when they get Baron, yeah, it's nice to try to kill them while they're still potentially low health, or while they might be splitting up with some of them recalling to buy or something like that. Because you can pick them off with greater numbers, then you don't have to worry about that enhanced to attack damage and ability power later. But it's a different story when it comes to Elder Dragon, because first of all, Elder Dragon's not going to do as much damage himself to whoever's attacking him, generally speaking. Usually somebody is attacking him will have a very good sustain, or they just have like their whole team there fighting them. Anyway, once you team fight, engage the enemy team that take an Elder Dragon, you basically, all your characters have only 4/5 of their hit points, which, if you're bad at math, might sound like a lot, but it's not. In other words, once you get to 20% HP, you're just dead. That's what Elder Dragon buff does. So it's like better than reducing like how do I want to explain this? I feel like it's easier to kill 80% HP enemies, than it is to kill 100% HP allies. Just to put that in perspective. So if we're going in there and we're outnumbered and they take the Elder Dragon, that's a mistake on our part. Like, I tried to stop it, and then our team would fight, even though we weren't able to stop it. And I had to back them up on their bad decision, because teamwork wins games, blah, blah, blah. And we won in the end. But that was a painful setback that could have cost us the game, but thankfully it didn't. Anyway, then we have a game. I've actually been losing a lot on Senna. And my best explanation as to why is people are just intentionally feeding on my games. Basically, they're not trying. But this game, I picked up a win. Um, well, we had a Ziggs, and so I went, an attack damage support, basically. I suppose I could have gone for Pike, perhaps. Not sure if that's better than Senna or not, but I'm more comfortable playing Senna, so I picked her. Anyway, there aren't a whole lot of people that are willing to play Ziggs AP carry, but yeah, I think if people picked it more often, then I'd have more time to mess around with the idea of Pike plus Ziggs. Anyways, I decided to go Kraken Slayer because lately it feels like whenever I go anything else, then it just doesn't work out very well. I do have to say, I do think Moonstone is really solid on her. I can't remember the last time I bought it on her. I've been trying Eclipse lately, and it hasn't been working so well. It's good. It's just I feel like maybe my teammates are ending because I buy it or something because they think lethality makes no sense on Tenna, which is dumb because your Q scales with lethality for healing, so it doesn't really make any sense for them to think that it's a bad item. But anyway, I mean, my main problem is just my allies are not doing enough damage, mostly because they're cowardly, and so that's why I'm buying Kraken Slayer to make sure I have damage. So the idea behind Eclipse is it does scale with your bonus attack damage, just like Kraken Slayer does. But the problem is it's defensive scaling rather than offensive scaling. And so that's what I mean. Like, if my allies are not doing enough damage, then Eclipse is going to be useless. So if I can't trust my allies, then I better buy Kraken Slayer, to actually do their job as the carries. Like, they're building, like, all damage, and they're still not doing damage, is usually because they're doing dumb things like skipping Lifesteal or Spell Vamp, or just buying items that don't have good synergy with the champion, or positioning poorly, or whatever it is. Combination of factors making it so that they're not actually doing their job properly. Kind of forces me to sort of like basically do their job for them. And so that's what that was doing with this build, the Kraken Slayer. And then I built a Spear Visage afterwards, which worked out pretty good, I would say. But actually, I bought a Maul Mortius first. I think maybe Spear Visage first is better, but I'm not sure. Either way, um, the enemies had like the Vel'Koz support that was really bugging me because his Q would hit me, like his range on that was a lot better than what I would usually get for my range, especially because Ziggs, is kind of like standing at a distance, so I can't really use him for targeting the enemy, blah blah blah. Anyway, we also had an enemy Nocturne that was, obviously going to make it hard for me to land my Qs when his ultimate is on, so there's that as well to concern myself with. Yeah, sometimes I used my ultimate for no good purpose, saving Nasus for a little bit longer. It's not very helpful. Anyway, it was an interesting match to be sure. Arcane went a shielding build. He went Eclipse, and he had a Shield Bash, which was pretty cool, as well as Revitalized to enhance the shielding. I've tinkered around with different Kane builds, and I do like Shield Bash on him, kinda. I also like Overheal. I think Overheal is pretty good, because you can sort of like E into a wall at full health, and you get shielding from that when you engage on somebody. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, I guess the problem with something like that is, like, what keystone are you going to take, right? Like, the yellow keystone doesn't sound very good with Overheal. And if you have Revitalize, what does that mean? You have a green keystone? Like, what are the green keystones going to do for you as Kane? Like, I don't think they're all that great, personally. Anyway, I kind of want to try First Strike on Kane. The thing about Kane is, like, he doesn't have that many great keystones. I think Conquer's pretty good. I guess Electrocute's pretty good. I think Arie is better than people think it is. And yeah, so it's good on Kane also, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend you pick Arie just because people might rage quit if you pick it. But there's two reasons why Arie is good. One is Kane might dip in and out of combat frequently, and therefore Arie will be applied offensively pretty often. That's supposing, of course, that you might be going red Kane, or even if you're blue, like you can just like go into the enemy with your ultimate, and then when you pop back out, Arie will be ready to reapply again. Like I think people underestimate how good it is, but anyway, yeah, I mean, like using your ultimate is not going to reset Electrocute, for example, but whatever. Anyway, I'm not saying Electrocute is definitely inferior to Arie, but if you want to transform faster, then Arie is kind of the best keystone you can get, I would say, because it's consistent essence that you get for your transformations, and you need that consistent essence if you want to transform the absolute fastest more than any other keystone. So that's kind of what Arie's for, is to be reliable plus 1 damage. And if you really want to transform fast, you can also grab Scorch. I guess you don't need both of those, but if you want to put them both, then you'll definitely transform faster than other builds, I would say, for the most part. But then you miss out on things like Shield Bash and Revitalize, obviously, if you go that crazy fast transform build. So it's debatable what's really worth it, you know? What, do you want to transform faster, or do you actually just want to be stronger once you actually transform, right? And so there's a lot to debate about when it comes to playing this game. Like, what difference does a fast transformation make if your allies are inting, right? Then it's not going to be that impactful, because you're like fighting 1 versus 9 at that point, I suppose, or some sort of similar situation. Anyway, yeah, our whole team was dying at the end except for me and Kane, because we were actually the ones that were building kind of tanky, so it was pretty cool, I guess. Anyway, oh, but yeah, it's hard to theorize playing as Kane because what ends up happening is he gets banned a lot. So I haven't really had much experience playing as him. Plus, a lot of the time when I try to play Kane jungle, like my bottom and support allies are like just so dumb, and like nobody's there to like manage their dumbness, and it's rough. At least if I'm at bottom or support, then I can sort of like lecture my ally kind of sometimes about what they should or shouldn't be doing or whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I don't actually communicate enough. But anyway, that about does it. I definitely don't communicate as much as other jungles tend to do, which might also be another problem that I need to work on. Like, ping my allies, hey, I'm coming, like, on my way, is actually not so hard to say. It's literally just Alt and then click with while dragging to the right. Like, it's pretty easy. You do that more often. Anyway, I think that's everything. Yeah. We could briefly go take a peek at what's happening on the Switch, I guess. Show you a few screenshots, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. So stay tuned. Let me just quickly go over to Switch Gaming Camera. Okay. I can't really see it on my big screen right now, so let me boot up Game Capture HD. So they don't really let you take pictures of like sort of the end of the game, like the final dungeon, pretty much. which is fine. I can still show you guys some stuff though. So oops. I'm trying to hide the sidebar, but it's not working. Ah, there we go. Anyway, so I didn't take too many screenshots of Shiva himself, but he's in here somewhere. Here, there he is. So he's level 96, and he actually summons 5 different level 92 monsters. And it's definitely a pain to deal with him. So he's only weak to frost. You can deal force or almighty magic as damages as well to deal damage to him. In any case, even though his vitality is quite low, it's actually kind of hard to deal decent damage to him, which is interesting. Also, his agility is high. So if your monsters that you're fighting with, or your main character you're fighting with, doesn't have Dragon Eye or just really high agility, like 100 or so, you're gonna struggle to even hit him in the first place. In fact, even this guy has Dragon Eye, so it's gonna be hard to dodge his attacks. So I'm not sure what kind of luck stat you would need to dodge his attacks, blah blah blah. But anyway, I've noticed that one of the problems that I have when I fight against him is he keeps using Impaler's Animus at the end of his turn, and the very next turn he does like Mazio Barian or Maragi Barian, and my immunity or resistance to like lightning or fire at that point is completely irrelevant because he used Impaler's Animus, and he just wrecks my whole team, like drops them down to like maybe like 200 hit points or something stupid like that. Like I never seem to be able to heal my team enough unless I just completely start running out of MP. Like it's unsustainable. Like I can't keep up an offense and defense at the same time. It's just horrifying. And like I keep using up like items to like purge charm or whatever it's called, or dispel charm, or both or whatever, just to try to like not die, and it's really tough. And so I'm gonna show you real quickly the monsters that he's actually summoning. So he's summoning this one, Ganesha is the elephant monster, and then Parvati, and then this like multiple arm thing, and then this like snake looking thing, I guess. And yeah, so he summons these 4, and he also summons less commonly. There's a 5th one he summons too, which I didn't screenshot, but it's one of the multi-headed snake monster thingies. The Ananta, that's the one. Level 71 that you see down there in the bottom right corner. I actually leveled my Ananta up to like 90 plus. Yeah, I think I leveled everybody up to 97 actually. Well, not everybody. I leveled up like maybe 5, maybe 6 characters up to 97 or something like that. And I still couldn't beat him, even with that minor level advantage. So here's part of the problem that I'm struggling with. Is actually I was planning on using Tao, because I had her at level 84 at around the time when I lost her during the first playthrough. So I was originally going to try to beat Shiva with her, but they wouldn't give her back to me once they took her away. They like give her to you at like the beginning of the realm of Taito, and then they take her away. And she's registered to the compendium. I was repeatedly allowed to register her to the compendium. So I had no idea that when I do a New Game Plus, I was not going to be able to summon her. In fact, I tried to resummon her when they took her away too, and they've never let me resummon her. So I'm playing through the New Game Plus, and I'm actually on hard mode instead of normal. And, you know, she starts off at like level 60, just like she normally would. Like with none of like the sutras or, you know, grimoires or whatever that I fed her. So yeah, I gave her like plus 9 Holy, +9 Almighty, and +5 Healing, and I might have even given her +5 Support. I'm not sure, but she at least has +4 on it. I might have leveled her up past this point, but I doubt it, or maybe not. This is probably the screenshot from when she got taken away. I guess if they hadn't taken her away from me, then I would have spent more time building her up. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, my main character was like, I think level 90 when I beat the game. And she was probably around the same level he was for the most part throughout me playing. So I probably gained like 6 levels, like trying to beat Shiva before finally moving on to the end. But anyway, that was on normal mode. And so now that I'm level 97 plus, I guess I could probably beat Shiva on normal mode. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how much harder he is on hard or what, but hopefully he just does less damage or something. I don't know. Anyway, so here's a couple of different modes that you can choose. So you could choose Newborn, which is like meant to like take more time playing through the game, I guess, basically. And then there's Reborn, which is basically so you could speed through it, I guess, to try to fight Shiva. So I guess I'll end up choosing Reborn at least one more time, and because I need to choose normal mode this time in order to try to beat Shiva, because I would like to beat him. I'd like. And I'm also like kind of running short on funds in general too. So I haven't made a Metatron yet, but I might end up doing that. But what I really need to make apparently, because I was curious about what people do to beat Shiva online, and one of the things they did was they actually recruited a particular monster called Beelzebub, I think, and I haven't made him yet. So I might end up trying to like get 100% on the compendium, which I'm not sure if that will contribute to unlocking one of the 4 endings or not. But I'm not too concerned about unlocking the endings. I could just watch them on YouTube, I guess, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure if that's possible. Not sure if like it might be against YouTube and or like Shin Megami Tensei policy or something like that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just go watch it myself instead of trying to just support Sony that's probably doing something they're not supposed to, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's like, if we take Final Fantasy X Part 2 for example, you can just watch like the special ending or something without having to beat it yourself. Anyway, I guess that's all we have to say about that. Oh, I found out the music for like the best music in Shin Megami Tensei is at Taito. So if we go to YouTube real quick, I can show you. History. I was checking out a bunch of different videos. Some of these videos I didn't even mean to watch, but yeah, like I don't want to watch this one, for example. This one's good though. So this is the extended music for this game. So it's really good. Anyway, so the link for this is this. I would highly recommend you guys give that a listen if you're curious about the music in this game, because this is the best track in the game. So if you're wondering which is the best track, it's this one. At least I think so anyway. A lot of the other music isn't anywhere near as good. Like, definitely not. But it's got some pretty okay songs. I think my main issue with this, the music though in this game, is there's no volume slider. I would like to have battle music and exploration music be separate, the volume bars, personally, because I would like to turn up the exploration music and turn down the battle music, because the battle music is very loud comparatively, which sucks. I would like to turn it down. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about what you guys missed this past week. Today I am going to stream some art and building, because I was supposed to do that yesterday. And this might be the only YouTube video I release today. I'm not sure. I might release some after my stream. But I want to get started on my streaming. But we have to do an upload first. So I guess we'll upload this. And this has been about an hour, so it might take a while to upload, especially because it's 1080p, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's stop talking. I think that would be a good idea. Alright, see you guys next week. Or see you... I'm trimming that out or something, I don't know. Oh. Why do I keep saying guys? And I will see my peers... Or, no. My peers will hear from me again next week. How about I say that from now on as an ending thing? Yeah. My peers will hear from me next week. I'm not trimming it out. Let's be real here. That's too much work. I don't want to edit this video. Okay, this was a code. I'm not sure why it's there. Oh, I just wanted to see. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is an idea that I had for another YouTube video. I was just going to talk about my health and stuff. So that document is. Anyway, let's get going.